Hi, my name is Giovanni and welcome back to my channel. I'm glad you decided to join me today while I talk about my debt-free journey of 2024. Let's get into it. I'm starting a new series that has to do with me getting out of debt. The reason why I want to really display what I did is so that I can really remind myself in the future tense of the success I had currently, and also just build some more momentum as I've been on this journey since January. And it can be a little, unexciting after a while, I would say. You get into the rhythm of things, you keep telling yourself no, no, no to certain things, and it can kind of not become as motivating. So I just want to take this opportunity to share with you what I did on a month-to-month basis and use it as a way for me to look back and review my journey as well. I have to say that in December and November of 2023, I was on a gun-ho mission to try to make money for my business as organically as possible. See, at the time, I was not working as a nurse. I actually just had plastic surgery in November, and I thought, you know what, I might as well just take the holidays off and start my nursing in January once I'm fully recovered. But a girl had to still make money, okay? And I had a business to run, so I started uploading as much reels and shorts as I could just to get some organic traffic flowing to my website. And I have to say, for just organic traffic, no ads, not really pushing the brand too much on paid advertising, I did about $16,000 for the brand. Now ask me, where did that $16,000 go? Yeah, see, that's the problem. I do not know where that money went, and that was my coming to moment situation. I had to really look myself in the eyes and say, Giovanni, now you may be good at starting a business and maintaining, but girl, we got to work on growing it. And so I decided that 2024, I was going to slow all the way down, slow the business down, slow my personal spending down, and I had to work on me. I truly believe I do have $1 million business, and I believe that I need to hire people to grow the business to be its full potential. But I also know that this is a journey. Telfar was not built in a night, okay? And I know my journey is going to take some time as well. So I am putting in the work and told myself that I have to really get a hold of my finances. So let's go over the month of January and the first step I took on trying to get my butt into action to grow my business. The first thing that I made sure I did is have a budget, okay? And in order for me to monitor my budget, I needed a spreadsheet. So I did mention a spreadsheet in previous videos that I posted earlier this year, but I basically looked up a budget spreadsheet, a paycheck to paycheck budget spreadsheet on Etsy, and I found an amazing one that allowed me to really plug and play the information I needed. And it just allowed me to duplicate from month to month, making things so much easier. I know a lot of women actually will just have a physical book where they write everything, but some of your bills really don't change. There's not much variation to the bills. So I thought it'd be better to just go electronically, and I wanted to save the trees. So that's the route I took. All right, so I got a budget spreadsheet on Etsy, and I made sure that I went in and plugged in every bill that I had and my expenses. When it comes to your bills, it's pretty standard. Rent, gas, electric, internet, phone bill. And these are the bills that you're going to be able to kind of monitor and track. And it's really good to have these numbers in mind, because in later months, I'll show you how I kind of optimize these bills to get them even lower. In the month of January, my bills were probably the most expensive it's ever been, especially when it came to my car insurance, because I actually had gotten behind on that bill because I wasn't paying it, I believe, the last 2 months that I wasn't working.
Woo, child.
I'm not sure why actually, but it had added up. So I actually had some late fees in that bill, which, okay, that's why I'm doing this journey. So that happened. Also, my parking bill had went up because I think I was late on that as well. Just not being very responsible with my bills. And then my gas and electric was like $420. So I was behind on those bills too. I'm not sure exactly what happened. I think I was just kind of not being responsible and saying, oh, I'll pay it later when I start working. I'm not going to pay it right now because I'm not, doing nursing. And so in January, I had to pay the cost, and I made sure that I got all those bills paid off. Now, when it came to expenses, I did not give myself a budget at all. And this was the first mistake I made in January. I was super strict. Now, granted, I did pay a lot of my bills, but I didn't give myself any wiggle room for expenses. I'm talking about no money really for fun, no money for clothing, no money for shopping, and that's because I was just really strict. So I did go over on certain things, like I budgeted $200 for eating out, and then I actually had paid $557 in eating out. So I think there was some parties or something going on in January to start. Yeah, I'm pretty sure there was definitely some parties because my hair and nails also were $313. So yeah, I was just balling out. And then for my household is usually groceries, but I also include like cleaning supplies, and that was $428. So yeah, that was money spent there. But in the other categories, I really didn't list anything. So it seemed pretty strict for me. Now, the biggest thing that I will say I'm proud of is the debt. Along with me making sure that I was paying my bills, now that I was back to working as a travel nurse, I made sure that I got into paying off some debt. Now, I had a loan for my business that was a private loan, but it was about $28,000, and I had to pay off that debt. So in January, I paid off $4,500 of that debt. Which made me pretty happy because I was paying about almost $2,000 a month. Woo, Chile! And so I just did 2 payments, and yeah, I felt pretty good. I really feel like that $16,000 over the holidays, I probably could have paid off that debt. I don't know what I was doing. I was bad with money. So yeah, I made sure that I paid that, and then I have some credit card debt that I also paid as well. So January, I was really focused on having a spreadsheet here. This spreadsheet was so important because it allowed me to really itemize the things that I needed to accomplish, and it allowed me to really have a good focus on what I was doing. Now, along with getting really familiar with having a budget is the concept of budgeting every week. So I get paid every week as a travel nurse. So as soon as I got that paycheck, I went back to the spreadsheet and allocated where my paycheck was going. At the time, I was not focused on saving money because I just wanted to clear off as much debt as possible. Debt makes me super uncomfortable. So I really prioritize just paying things off and knowing that once I do that, it'll be a lot easier than for me to save. Once I got familiar with this spreadsheet, I also made sure that I got familiar with the concept of putting all my bills on a calendar so I can really pay my bills paycheck by paycheck. Meaning, when I got paid on Friday, I would look at this calendar to see what bills were coming up between that Friday and the next, and prioritize paying those bills for that week. It was a really great system, and it allowed me to be able to focus on paying the things I need to pay on time while also seeing ahead on what bills I needed to pay. I don't do this system anymore. Now I'm at the place where the beginning of the month, when I pay my rent and parking, I also pay my utilities, I pay my phone bill, I pay all my bills in the beginning of the month. And the rest of the month, I just focus on expenses and what I want to save. And then of course, like some debt there. So yeah, it's a pretty good system that I have now. But to start off, I would make sure that I prioritize doing a paycheck to paycheck so you can really get a feel for how you want to spread out your paycheck amount for each item in your budget. All right, guys, so that's what I have for the month of January. It wasn't too eventful. I know that I was using my credit card or my debit card actually to do transactions. And so while I was really good with paying off the debt that I had for my business, I was spending a lot, as you see, in eating out and like beauty because I was just kind of swiping. So I know that in February I made a big change, and then that really allowed me to explode in my savings. So look out for the next video, and I'll show you how I made progress in the month of February. Thank you so much for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed this series. I'm super excited to talk about all the work I've done, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!
Loving natural patina. Year long evergreen is amazing.